If you're anxious, self-conscious, and in doubt as to whether you could succeed on YouTube, think again. You can succeed on YouTube. In fact, YouTube want people like us right now. So I'm going to give you 10 tips, 10 things that I've learned during my first month here on YouTube. The first biggest thing is mindset shift. For me, and for a lot of people that may be anxious, nervous, full of self-doubt stepping into this, the biggest issue you have is you'll be constantly thinking, I'm going to fail, or what if I fail? Okay, you've got to get out of that mindset. In fact, I'm not even going to give you that whole, well, what's the worst that can happen if you fail? Let's not even think about ourselves in that aspect at all. Let's think about you, which is the viewer, the person on the other side of the screen right now. That's where you need to put your focus. So rather than, what if I fail, make it more like, what if I help them? What if I help someone? What if I can do something for them that cheers them up, stops them from feeling lonely, allows them to learn something new? That is the mindset shift. Always think about who you're doing this for. It doesn't have to be the fact that you're doing an educational video. It can be entertainment, gaming, a number of different things. But yeah, mindset shift is the first thing you need to get over the line, and think about who's on the other side watching your content, because they are the most important person. Like, you know, they're giving you their time to sit here and watch what you've got to present. Okay, so very important. Okay, so the next thing is find your magic moment. It's a big deal for me. I've touched on this on other videos. This in itself, where I come to film, is a magic moment. So it becomes part of my every film day that I do something filming wise for YouTube. This is a magic moment for me because it calms me. So magic moments are things that will typically calm you. They'll provide some level of connection and or, you know, emphasize your level of creativity. So I guess you call it the 3 C's. Didn't plan it that way, but they are C's. So calm, connectivity, and creativity. So for me, this is a calming aspect. Okay, so where I come to record, this is a magic moment. Connectivity, when I hear from people, which isn't happening so much yet because it's still early on in the piece, but I connect with other viewers and other people in the comment sections of who I classify as my key creators. Like when I drop a comment in there, that's my connection piece, right? When I'm talking to you now, this is connecting with you. And I guess, and then the creative space, the whole thing's an element of creativity, right? But it's broken down to little subsections. So like when you learn something within that creative space, I guess, I don't know whether learning would be something separate, but it could be. But that's a magic moment. All of them are magic moments, right? When you connect with someone on YouTube, however it may be, it's a magic moment. When you are doing something like this, that for me, I take 5 minutes to enjoy where I'm at, and another 5 or more than that after I've finished to just breathe this in. This is a big deal for me, and I love doing it. And then obviously the creativity piece, that's an achievement. So that's a magic moment. Your magic moments are segments of your journey. So you'll hear people refer to enjoy the journey. That's the same thing, except your journey's made up of little magic moments. Focus on those, all right? Chase them, actually. So another thing I've learned is that your gear is enough, okay? So I come to this with a phone. That's why I started off with a phone, and then I upgraded to a lavalier mic, so a wireless mic, nothing too expensive, but even the cheapest of lavalier mics, to the best of my knowledge, will definitely up your game audio-wise, and audio is the most important piece of filming on YouTube, okay? You'll have people that even just only listen to YouTube, you know, podcasts, and if you step away from watching the video, you can still hear it. And so your audio is a very important piece. People will dial out, they'll just swipe off and go off to another video if your audio is terrible. Whereas if your video is terrible, depending on the content that you're delivering and how good the story is, that may be enough to carry people across anyway. So if you're going to spend a little bit, just get yourself a cheap wireless mic like this one, and and it'll definitely help you out. And then maybe a cheap couple of dollar tripod. That's all I've bought. That's all I need. And I would like to upgrade my audio at some point in time, but you just start and use what you have and do what you've got. Don't think you need all of the flash gear. All of the flash gear isn't going to help in your journey, all right? It doesn't help you become better at talking to your audience. It wouldn't help me talking to you right now if I had anything better right now. So just keep that in mind, okay? Your gear is enough. Now, this is a big one, time management. I'm big on this anyway, because this is a bit of a life lesson learned before even YouTube, right? In my older years. Now, I've been guilty of putting a lot of time into career and even, I guess, other personal activity when my children were young that took time away from them, okay? And you never get that time back. Why do I say that? It's because I want you to treat your YouTube journey exactly the same, okay? It's not more important than your children. It's not more important than your grandchildren, your significant other, your pets, anyone that makes your life happy. That's a big part of your life. They deserve to get more than what this is. So however you are going to make this work, you need to squeeze it in the outside. So for me, I'm currently sacrificing any time that would be for myself to make this work in a day, which is typically before or after work, usually after work during the winter months because it's too dark to film in the mornings before work. But any time that I otherwise may have, being a consumer on Netflix or something like that. Netflix I haven't touched since I've started this, and I've got no intention of going back to that anytime soon because I just don't have the time, and I want to put the time into this. So I spend a good hour doing my filming, and if I were to look at each individual video, so if a video was 15 minutes long, it probably is about 45 minutes for me to do what I do with a video now. The longest part's actually uploading to YouTube, right? It takes 2 hours for one of my high def videos to upload, and it probably takes me like 3/4 of an hour, including record time, quick edit, thumbnail, description, keywords, title, bam, done. So you can make this work with little time, okay? You just make work what works for you. And as long as you get a strong message across to whomever your audience is, they're not going to mind because they get value in what you do. And if anything, if they're here to see someone that is time poor just like them, so if just like themselves, and they go, well, this guy can do it with very little time. So it's possible, right? And you can do it with minimal gear as well. So next is pick a location that feels right. Ta-da! Other than that noisy truck, so there's been some council work doing some garden edging around the dam here, the lake area. So that's why there's a bit of noise. Usually there's not that noise. Usually it's just birds, other noise here. But anyway, sorry, digress. But your location is important, and your location really has to work for you, okay? And play with different things, try different ideas. It's got to work in with you, which means also what content you plan on doing. So if you're someone that wants to do tutorials, etc., you will likely need to have some sort of office space. And if you've got no space at home, you can still make it work, okay? So a lot of libraries and that now have like podcast type spaces available, and a lot of them are free. So you can actually use those spaces if you want to do tutorials. You can find space if you don't have space at home or you don't have any quiet time at home, like our house. There are ways to make that work as well, but it's what works for you and suits obviously your material, and your audience will find you, right? So not everyone that watches my videos likes an outdoor setting, right? They might really like an indoor, dimly lit, ambient, cool or warm vibe, whatever's going on. And that's their choice, and that's perfectly fine. And that's why there's so much diversity and uniqueness here on YouTube. But I'll find my audience. My audience will not mind someone that sits outside and they get to see a bit of Aussie wildlife in the background and or hear it from time to time. So yeah, so your location is a good thing. Be on top of that. Talk to one person definitely something anxious people we need to keep in mind. Obviously, there is a lot of people that are going to be privy to your video, but don't view it as though, and don't treat it as though you're talking to all of those people at once, because you're not. It's who views your video is just one person. They don't actually watch your video as one big group. You're not up on a stage in front of thousands of people. You're actually only talking to one person at a time. So treat that person as someone that you know, that you trust, that you can confide in, and learn, like I'm still learning, how to talk well to that one person. And just a tip for when you're starting your very first video, don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about your niche. Don't worry about your setup, your hardware, or anything like that. Just worry about pushing record and starting. And one thing I would say is this whole talk to one methodology. I wish I'd known that straight off the mark. My first few videos might not have been as terrible, but if you do that, that's where a big thing to practice ongoing, and I'll be practicing it forever and a day, no doubt, but you'll keep improving as you focus on talking to the one. So when it comes to learning, it's another big deal, but learn one thing, focus on one thing at a time. Get it to a level where you feel like it's success, like you're at least at that point in time. So learn how to create a thumbnail to the best of your ability that you are okay with at that point in time. Stop and then move on to the other thing. Okay, now I'm going to learn how to edit my video. What do I need to learn how to edit? I really just want to know how to cut off, my dodgy starts at the start of the video, extra noise in the middle and maybe an end of the video. That's what you need to do. Know how to snip that out and then export it as a complete video. So, and then when you stop that, go on to the next one. Okay, so now I might want to look at some form of lead generating free document. So I'm giving to my community at the same time they can, sign up for something. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do. I actually do have a free document. It's a guide. So by all means, if you think my videos help you out, the guide definitely will help you out. It's a permanent, document reference, and broken up into 17 sections, I should say. So that's always available on the link below. Go for your life. And so one skill at a time. All right, don't bombard yourself. You will get inundated and just feel overwhelmed, and that could put you off. And I don't want you walking away from the potential that this journey can bring you. Okay, so just one at a time. Okay, this is cool. Know your key creators, right? I call them a key creator for a reason, and I'll come to that. But first of all, what is a key creator? A key creator is, for me, it's someone that I was consuming their content before I started, and they are I get out of them a connection with that person. So I vibe with them as a person. I love their delivery type and style. I definitely love their content as well, because that's been areas where I'm learning a lot from them. And then combined with that is the connectivity that they have, the community, right? So they're always responding to people that comment in their comment section and answer questions as well. That is priceless, and that's awesome. So you want to find yourself a couple of creators like that, depending on your niche, obviously. So I won't recommend anyone in particular, because it all depends on what you're going to be doing. And I don't know every facet of YouTube by far. So, but you find them, you want to restrict it to maybe 1 to 3 of those key creators. And the reason why you want them is because they're going to be the people that you keep coming back to whenever you feel flat, whenever you don't quite know something, you're going to go to them for the answer. Don't randomly search on YouTube and find a whole heap of other, content creators to get your answers from. And my reason is, it's not because there's anything wrong with the other people. No doubt they're great at what they do. But what makes us unique on YouTube is each of us bring our own perception, our own ideas, our own understanding and way we view and do things. And so because of that, you may get confused, because they may give you an answer, but it doesn't align with who your key creators are, who you definitely know that you align with, right? So just be wary of that. Your key creators are an important piece. That's your biggest support network here as well, or anywhere, all right? As I've said in other videos, you don't want to be telling friends and family and hoping to rely on them for support. This is not their baby, all right? And they won't understand why or what you're on about, and we shouldn't be pushing it on them either, all right? But those that are already here on YouTube, 100%, they know exactly what we're about. So, and the reason why I call them key creators is, and it's, you know, it's literally because they are the key to the door that is YouTube, okay? Without them and that inspiration, I don't know that I would have made that jump. Don't compare yourself. That's another tip I've got. Please don't. There's no, you will not get any benefit from doing that. Everyone's on their own journey, and you don't necessarily see the full journey. So their highlight reel might not be your starting line, okay? And it likely isn't. There are people with polished channels that look like their first video on its own got 14,000 views or something along those lines, but you don't know if they've had other channels. You don't know what experience they've had talking to a camera before. You don't know if they've deleted all of their or removed all of their first videos, so to make it look like that's their first video. You just don't know, all right? This is your journey. Well, it's our journey. We'll do it together. I'll be here to help you along the way, but this is your journey, and there's no benefit at all in comparing yourself, because everyone is so different and in a different setting with a different set of circumstances. So yeah, and I'm just going to leave it with the last tip that I've said before, and I'm glad that I did do this, and that is to start messy, okay? Start messy. Don't be concerned about what your first video or first few videos are going to be about. Up to your first 30 videos is your trial period. This is your testing ground, right? You get to get a feel for what works, you know, what recording style works for you, what location works for you, whether you like to have a full script, ad lib, or bullet points, all right? There's this, you know, what editing software you prefer, what you want your thumbnails to be like. There's so many different things that you will play test one at a time, mind you, one skill at a time throughout that first 30 video journey, okay? But just start messy. Definitely, that's the biggest hurdle to get over. And I promise you, your second video that you do after that will be 50% easier. Won't be 50% better. Mine wasn't, but it will be 50% easier for you to get the next video done. So anyway, I'm going to leave you with that, and thank you for watching. My name's Carl, and I help those that are more anxious and nervous than others, and to break down those barriers and start on YouTube and motivate them on their journey onward. So yeah, that's it for now, and look after yourself.